Have you ever played Toribash and just wanted to run at the click of a button? Just like click, play, and then you just like spam spacebar, and literally you can run as much as you want entirely all the way just by spamming spacebar. And at any time you can stop, you can review the joints. Like, look, that hip's extending, this one's contracting. I can change the move if I want to, or I can just continue hitting spacebar and continue my run flawlessly just by pressing a button. In this video, I'm going to give you two types of runs that you can add to your move memory. One is a normal run and the other one is a parkour run, and I'll show you the difference. So because these moves are in move memory, all you have to do is press M on your keyboard to open up move memory, and you'll have the normal run 5 frames and parkour run 5 frames. Now, to explain the difference between these two, because there is a massive difference between running on the normal ground in Toribash, which is this. This is the normal ground, you can see. And this is not normal ground. This is what I call parkour. So this is a parkour map. You can see we're running on an object. Now, when you run an object versus on the floor, the friction is a bit different. So the same run wouldn't work on either platform. So the normal run will not work on a parkour mod. It will act weird because the friction on the ground here is very different. But the parkour run is designed to work on mods like this. So you're probably wondering why it says 5 frames there. So there are some settings that you need to make sure are applicable before you start your run, and you have to hit Control plus G on your keyboard to open up the game rules. And in the game rules, you can set your number of players to 1 player or 2 player. I like it at 1 player when I'm playing just by myself because it centers the camera just to me and it makes Yuke disappear. And the turn frames is the option here where we're going to be changing to 5. Instead of 10, this needs to be 5. Otherwise, the move memory move will not work. You can actually use this in multiplayer as well, as long as you're using the turn frames at 5. You can do runs with your friends. Literally have a nice launch to a run and get going nice and easy. For any other mod, you got to make sure the gravity is minus 30, but if you're playing a parkour mod, it will be minus 30 already. Now, these runs were designed by OX, and I put them together in move memory so that we can give them to you guys so that you can have a run and you can learn parkour a whole lot easier. So now that we're in this parkour mod, we can just press M, we can hit the parkour run because that one's for the parkour. The normal run is for the normal ground ones like sparring and stuff. So parkour run, we hit it, and then we immediately hit spacebar, and you can see we can get the launch of the run going here. Now, most parkour mods will basically end up at a point where you have to either do a jump or climb or something. This is basically to get you a nice start over here so that you can make a move and decide on how you want to progress further. As you can see here, we have like a few steps there, and you can basically edit from that third step onwards to change the run going further. Alright, so you can see we're in a different parkour map over here to show you that it works in different kinds of instances. Now, one thing I need to show you first is every single time that you open up a new map or mod, you obviously have to go Control G to open up the game rules. Make sure the turn frames are set to 5. Make sure disqualification is turned off, and then hit apply. Now, once you've applied that, there is one thing you need to always be certain of, because in different parkour mods, there's some type of weird setting where the character is always a little bit higher than the ground. So you always want to hit C so that you're in hold all, and you can look by the feet if the character is bouncing. This one is perfect, but just for the instance, I'm going to space just once. So space just once there, and then you open up your move memory key. You make sure the run opener from start option is selected, because otherwise it will start from turn 2, and you don't want that because it will skip the beginning of the move, and that will obviously make the move fail. Now we click the parkour run, and we can play it from turn 1. So when you click the move and you have the opener run from the start at turn 1, you can close the move memory and you just hit spacebar, and you basically get the run launcher out here so that you can begin running yourself, obviously using improvisation. Wait for the second step or the third step here. Usually by this time there's an obstacle, so for something like this, you might end up doing a run or something here. I can actually turn move memory off here because I know exactly what I want to do here. And at this point here, a lot of the parkour maps will change how the run affects with the different types of frictions of objects. So you might not always have the same instance of the end part of this run working. That's why it's quite of a short run over here. But the one for sparring is perfect. It actually has 9 steps. So this one you can get to about the second or the third step, and you can intervene, turn the move memory off, and start doing your own run. Change it how you want it so that you can do whatever you feel basically, and you just change the move, and you basically have a nice parkour run launcher there. As you can see, it looks like this, a nice launch, and then boom, easy, right? Like, for me who doesn't know how to really run, that's actually pretty cool that I can do that in a few seconds. All right, so let me show you the normal ground running spar. So in free play, just by normal free play, it will take you into this, right? So you're gonna hit Control M to open up your mods, and you're gonna click X Spar, or you can actually type it in the section over here, X Spar, and you're gonna look for a mod called X Spar, just like this. And you're gonna click it, double click it so that it opens here. Now you have to hit Control G, obviously, to change the settings. You're gonna click the turn frames again, and you're gonna erase everything that's there, and you're gonna leave it with just a 5. If you are playing multiplayer online, you can use this run perfectly. If you want to just run by yourself for practice here, you can play one player by changing the number of players to 1, or you can keep it at 2 players, or you can even change Yuke's distance in case you want to make like a self-spar. Let's say I want to put him at like 1,500 over here. I click apply, and now he's further back, and I'm going to run all the way to him in the simplest way possible by clicking move memory, clicking the normal run 5 frames, boom, hit M to close the move memory panel. You'll see that the move is loaded over here, turn 1, and now you just spam spacebar like a pro, dude. Like, you can be a pro at this game in a few clicks. Literally, there you go. And at any point, you can stop and you can change the move where you want. So if I can even go further here, and I'll be like, okay, cool, at frame 66, that's perfect. I can stop over here and I can jump in. And using this in multiplayer is great because if you're sparring and you want to learn to spar and your opponent's a bit too far from you and you don't know how to run towards him, you load this up there with the 5 frames and you guys just run towards each other. And when you're ready, you can start throwing out your punches or whatever you want and make your cool moves, dude. Like, you just do whatever you want, dude. And that's gonna really help you with learning how to spar or parkour in the game in a really cool way. Like, you just run all the way here. To show you what this looks like, I'm gonna play the replay and you're gonna have a look here, dude. Look at that. Running all the way to Yuke in literally a matter of seconds. That usually would take you a while. For like, a pro player could do it quite quickly, but for a new player, that is something that's almost impossible to make it past that fourth or the third step. All right, so at this point, you're probably asking, but ConCon, how do I get these runs in my move memory in my game? Because obviously, you need to add them into your game. Now, the system isn't so easy to follow, but I'm going to try and make it as easy as possible. So the first things first is we're going to go to our Steam. So I have the game installed on Steam. If you don't have it on Steam, you need to navigate to where you installed the game. So on Toribash here, I'm going to right-click. I'm going to go to Manage. I'm going to go to Browse Local Files. This will take me to where I've installed the game. And in this folder here, we're going to open up Data. Then we're going to open up the word Script, the folder for Script. And then there is a folder for System. You're going to go in there. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to find the file called move memory. It will just be move memory, not underscore manager, just move memory. It will be an MM file if you have it sorted by type or anything. And here we're going to right click and we're going to open up with Notepad. I recommend using Notepad++ that you can download online. It's really great. It's going to make it look like this. And essentially, this is your move memories. These are all the different moves that you can see in the game. As you can see here, the new clap, right uppercut, high kick. And if I go back to the thing over here, you can see right at the top there is the new clap, right uppercut, high kick. These are all the moves that you can see in your move memory, right? In the same order. Now, what you basically need to do is I'm going to give you a download link in the description that is going to include this text over here, because this is the move for the parkour run, and this is the move for the normal run. All you have to do is copy it underneath these things here. As you can see, this is like a move here. All you have to do is like copy the move that I'm going to give you, make a space at the end of the thing, and paste it in between or at the end of your move memory. So like right at the bottom, you just have to go there, you hit enter twice so they can start a new thing here, and you just paste the move. So I'm going to give you a download link for a notepad file that looks like this and basically has the move, the normal run and the parkour run. All you have to do is copy this, literally just copy it, right click copy, and then you just go to your move memory right at the end, you make space there and you paste it in, and you just save. Make sure you save it. Obviously in notepad you just save it, boom. I'm not going to save it because I already have the moves in there, and yeah, it should show up in game perfectly. So I'm going to close that, you go back in game, and obviously when you're ready to use it, you go in game, you hit Control G, don't ever forget that. I even added in the name 5 frames. Turn frames must be 5, otherwise it's not going to work. Make sure gravity is -30 always, make sure it starts a new game, hit apply, and then obviously you hit M for your move memory, select the run, hit M to close the move memory, and boom, you just play it, dude. You just play it like that, dude. And you can use this in multiplayer as well, guys. You can parkour with your friends, collab parkour, or even collab spar by using move memory to get your launcher, your run going. And at any point, you can stop and analyze the run and see what moves the character's making at certain points so that you can understand, like, okay, so he's contracting his left pec here, and this is making him rotate his torso because you're never supposed to touch the chest or the lumbar while you're running because it will mess up your character immensely. So you kind of learn things from that. It's basically a way to give you a run that you can use whenever you want so that you can learn how to run in Toribash a lot a lot easier, especially if you're a new player and you always wanted to try running. This is how you can start. And I hope these runs will help you in your future. OX and I really hope that they can change the way that people learn parkour and sparring in the future of Toribash for new players. And thank you guys for watching.